When I was younger, back in my world, I earned a simple wage, a few coins. Nothing glamorous, no side hustle, no points. I'd do my work, I'd get paid, and I knew exactly what that pay could cover. Food, a roof, and a little set aside so the next bad week didn't turn into panic. We didn't call it budgeting, we called it survival with dignity. Now I look at modern America and I see people earning what should be solid money and still feeling like they're one random Tuesday away from stress. Let that land. The paycheck arrives and it doesn't feel like security. It feels like a timer. That is brutal. Why does a normal paycheck still feel like a threat? You're at the grocery checkout and the card reader chirps. The total flips around. Your chest tightens, your thumb hovers over pay, and you pause. Then you sit in the car, open your bank app, and you see the deposit and the rent auto pay queued up for tomorrow morning. Your stomach drops. You do the quick math twice, like the numbers will be kinder the second time. And the weird part is, you're not even doing anything crazy. You're just trying to live. You just want that calm where money is boring and you can breathe. In my time, we didn't ask, what did you earn? We asked, what's left after tribute? Because leftover decides calm. So I'm not going to make you wait. I'm giving you the rule and the demo right now, because this is what stops the spiral. Open your notes app, type 3 lines exactly like this. Take home this month is $4,500. Fixed floor is $3,000. Free cash flow is $1,500. Take home is the money that actually hit your account after taxes and deductions. Fixed floor is the bills that don't care about your mood. Housing, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, and basic utilities. Free cash flow is what's left after the fixed floor. This is the line that decides anxiety. And here's the Stoic ceiling rule. Your fixed floor should be 60% or less of your take-home pay. Micro demo, do it with me. If take-home is $4,500 and fixed floor is $3,000, that's 67%. That system will feel threatening. One surprise becomes a crisis. If take-home is $4,500 and fixed floor is $2,500, that's 56%. That system can breathe. You have room to recover. That's the core. Everything else is how to apply a fast and fix the lever that's crushing you. Do this and you get 3 outcomes. Calmer mornings, fewer cart swipes, and a plan that actually holds. My name is Greek Man. I've watched empires run on discipline and collapse on denial. And I'm here because modern people turn money into a panic button. If you want calm rules that survive real life, hit subscribe. Quick roadmap. We'll decode what average earnings actually means, then why it still feels tight. Then we'll do a fast payment stack audit, and then I'll give you the exact order to rebuild breathing room so you can breathe again. All right. First, the lie that keeps people stuck. Most modern people think the answer is earn more, but the real first move is lower the floor. Earning more helps, sure, but if your floor stays high, you just pour more water into a bathtub with the drain wide open. Here's where it gets interesting. The average person isn't broke because they're lazy. They're trapped in a math system they never wrote down. This is the leak. Your money is leaving in automatic chunks. This is the fear. You don't know what's left. This is the rule. Fixed floor under 60%. And if you're wondering, okay, but what do people actually earn? Good question, because the answer is not the number you brag about at a party. It's the number that lands in your account. For context, the U.S. Census Bureau reported median earnings for full-time year-round workers at $63,360 in 2024. U.S. Census Bureau 2024, median full-time earnings $63,360, and median household income was $83,730 in 2024. Let me ask you something. Do you hear the trap already? A household can be 2 earners. A full-time worker number is before your insurance, taxes, and whatever gets pulled out of your check. So someone can be average on paper and still feel squeezed in real life. Pain 1. Your paycheck hits and disappears into fixed bills. Pain 2. The credit card balance creeps up even when you swear you aren't doing anything crazy. Pain 3. You can't plan because one surprise turns into a stress meeting in your head. Most modern people think anxiety means I'm failing, but most of the time it means my system has no slack. Slack is breathing room. Slack is options. Slack is the difference between annoying bill and life crisis. In the ancient world, a city didn't stay calm because citizens had good vibes. It stayed calm because it stored grain and planned for winter. Your buffer is your grain store. Okay, so watch this. Here's the psychology mechanism. When your floor is too high, your brain flips into scarcity mode. Scarcity mode means reactive decisions. Reactive decisions look like, I'll put it on the card. I'll figure it out later. I deserve a little treat because I'm stressed. And then later arrives and you're more stressed. Now, before we dive in deeper, I want you to notice something. Anxiety isn't solved by motivational speeches. It's solved by changing the math your nervous system is reacting to. So let's do the math that feels emotional, because slow progress is why people quit. If you start with a tiny buffer, it feels pointless. You save $25, then you get a flat tire. It's gone. You feel stupid. That's the moment most people stop. But the buffer isn't a trophy. It's a shock absorber. A shock absorber doesn't prevent bumps. It prevents your whole car from breaking when you hit one. Here's the crazy part. The first $500 does more for your anxiety than the next $5,000 because it changes your behavior. It stops panic swipes. It buys you time. So let's run simple numbers. Say you can free up $100 a week. Month 1, you have about $400. Month 2, about $800. Month 3, you cross $1,200. Now the same surprise that used to go on a card gets paid in cash. That's relief. And once you stop paying interest on surprises, the system accelerates. Most modern people think wealth starts with investing. But the truth is, wealth starts when surprises stop becoming debt. Right there. Now we do the payment stack audit, because this exposes reality fast. No tap again. Title it, Monthly Payments. Write every recurring payment you can think of. Keep it honest. Rent or mortgage, car payment, car insurance, phone plan, student loan, minimum credit card, any subscription you forgot existed, any buy now pay later. Add it up. That total is your floor trying to eat your life. And here's a modern example that makes people mad because it's true. You can scroll for 3 hours, order $38 of food that becomes $57 after fees and tip, and then act confused about why your checking account feels haunted. That's not life. That's a leak with a smiley face icon. Now let's anchor the tight feeling with one brutal real-world payment. Edmunds reported the average new car payment was $772 a month in Q4 2025. Think about that for a second. That's one line item, before insurance, before gas. So when someone making an average income says, "Why does it feel tight?" sometimes the answer is literally, you bought a monthly obligation that eats your free cash flow. Okay, now we go step by step. Clear order, no drama. Step 1. Lock your real monthly take-home pay. Not your salary, the deposit. If your pay varies, average the last 3 months. Step 2. Build your fixed floor list. Housing, transportation, insurance, minimum debt, basic utilities. Step 3. Calculate your tightness score. Fixed floor divided by take-home equals percentage. If you're around 45-55%, you have room to build. If you're 60 to 70%, you will feel threatened on a normal paycheck. If you're 75% plus, you're not bad with money. You're pinned. Step 4. Pick the biggest lever you can move in 30 to 90 days. For most people, it's housing, transportation, or income. Most modern people think cutting a streaming app fixes the problem, but if rent and the car are crushing you, that's like using a paper towel on a flood. Housing lever options: negotiate renewal early, take a roommate, downshift your location, or accept a smaller place for a season so you can breathe. Transportation lever options: stop upgrading, shop insurance, and if the payment is crushing, plan a downshift to a reliable mission car when the math allows. Income lever options: overtime if it exists, a boring weekend job for a season, or a clean raise ask with proof. Step 5. Separate your free cash flow into 2 containers for 30 days. Container 1 is today: groceries, gas, meds, basic life. Container 2 is shock absorber, even $25 per paycheck into a separate account. This is the buffer, this is the calm. Step 6. Once you have $1,000 set aside, attack high interest debt. Minimums on everything, extra on the highest rate. Direction matters more than perfection. Step 7. When your floor is stable and the worst debt is shrinking, automate progress. Small automatic investing. And when you get a raise, send part of it to the future before you get used to spending it. Here's the one exception. If your employer offers a 401k match, take the match even while you're paying down high interest debt. That's free money. Don't leave it on the table. Now let's talk about why it feels tighter in 2026, even when earnings are average. It's the structure. First, gross pay isn't usable pay. Taxes and health premiums shrink the deposit, so people plan life off money they don't actually receive. Second, fixed costs are sticky. Housing locks you in, insurance renewals jump, and a car is a payment plus insurance plus maintenance stacked together. Third, comparison is louder. In the agora, you compared yourself to people you could see. In 2026, your phone shows somebody winning nonstop, and your brain tries to match their lifestyle on your paycheck. That's panic spending with a prettier name. The goal isn't rich overnight. The goal is slack, so bills stop feeling like threats. Now we hit the warning plus rant, because this is where people relapse. You do the work, you get your floor down a little, you build $700, you pay off a card, you feel relief, and your brain goes, we should celebrate. So you celebrate with a new monthly payment, a nicer car, a bigger apartment, a new phone on installments, and 2 months later, you're back at the grocery checkout, tight chest, staring at a total like it's a threat again. So here's the rule for the rest of your life. Never celebrate progress with a new monthly obligation. Celebrate with something that does not follow you into next month. Cook a good meal, take a day trip, buy a one-time thing you already saved for. Or my favorite, delete a bill and enjoy the silence. And if you need a guardrail, use this. One in, one out. Anytime you add a monthly charge, you delete an old one first. That keeps your floor from creeping back up. Okay, quick recap. One breath, fast. Take home, fixed floor, free cash flow. Keep fixed costs under 60%. Move the biggest lever first. Separate today money from shock absorber money. Build the buffer, kill high interest debt, take the match, automate the long game, and never trade calm for a new monthly payment. Now do this tonight in 10 minutes. Open your banking app and write your take home for this month. List your fixed floor. Divide fixed floor by take home and write the percentage. If it's over 60%, circle the biggest lever: housing, transportation, or income. Start a tiny shock absorber transfer, even if it's $25. Then cancel one recurring charge you forgot you had. That's it. Money panic isn't moral, it's mechanical. Fix the mechanics and your emotions calm down because your life stops feeling like a constant emergency. The bar is low. Be slightly above average in multiple areas and you win. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom.